Let's talk about the physics of building wealth, because let's be honest, it can be so frustrating at the start. It's a journey that really feels like a crawl before it turns into an absolute avalanche. And today, we're going to break down exactly how that happens.
Okay, have you ever felt this? You are doing everything you're supposed to. You're saving diligently, month after month, and after 3 years, you've got, 19 grand? Enough for a decent used car? Meanwhile, your coworker, who's been investing for a decade, just casually mentions their portfolio went up $47,000 last quarter. It is maddening, right? But here's the thing, it's not a sign you're failing. It's just a sign you're at the beginning.
And we've got to call this stage what it is, the agonizing start. You know, these first few years of investing, they don't feel like you're building a fortune. It feels like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill. It's brutal, it's slow, and it's actually supposed to feel that way.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? You're sacrificing, you're putting the money away, but your net worth just seems to be moving at the speed of a snail. It can be so demotivating.
Now, here's the math behind that feeling. In your first 5 years, almost all of your growth, a staggering 95% of it, comes from you, just manually shoveling money into the account. The market is doing its thing, sure, but the returns are working on such a small pile of cash that they're practically invisible. You're doing all the heavy lifting.
And this is so crucial to understand. Getting to that first $100,000 is pure, unadulterated brute force. You are the engine. There's no momentum helping you out yet. You're fighting against financial gravity all by yourself, and that's exactly why so many people quit right before things are about to get really good.
But then you hit it, a critical milestone. This is what we're calling the activation point, and it's where the entire equation of building wealth starts to completely flip in your favor.
That number is $100,000. Think of it as the point where that giant boulder you've been pushing finally crests the top of the hill. All of a sudden, gravity isn't your enemy anymore. It becomes your best friend.
And this slide just shows you the magic of that. Look at how compounding literally bends time. That first 100 grand might take you 8 long, hard years, but the second one, only 5. And the third, just 4. You're doing the same things, but the results are speeding up like crazy. So let's make this really tangible. A 10% return on $5,000 is $500. Hey, it's a nice dinner out, but it's not going to change your life. But that same 10% return on $100,000, that's 10 grand. Now we're talking. Now your money is starting to pull some serious weight.
And all of this builds to the most exciting phase of the whole journey. This is the moment the snowball isn't just rolling, it's getting bigger and faster all on its own. It's the point where your money finally starts to work harder than you do.
This is what it's all about, the crossover point. This is that magical moment when the returns from your investments in a single year are more than the total amount of money you were able to save from your job.
Just look at this example. Imagine you have a $500,000 portfolio. In a good year, maybe you saved $15,000 from your salary. But the market, it generated $80,000 for you. Your portfolio, just by existing, out-earned you by more than 5 times. It's wild. And that right there is the true start of financial independence. It's not really about being a millionaire. It's about having a second income stream that doesn't depend on you clocking in and out. The terror of what might happen if you lose your job, it just starts to fade away. But listen, getting there is only half the battle. Once you've actually built the wealth, a whole new set of challenges pop up. And they're much more complicated. The game stops being about math, and it starts being all about psychology. This is the surreal part nobody prepares you for. Your portfolio could drop by $30,000 in a bad month, or shoot up by $50,000 in a good one. You have to develop this ironclad emotional discipline to see these massive swings happen and do nothing. Because freaking out and reacting is almost always the worst possible move. And this is exactly where people can sabotage their own success. There are 3 classic ways to hit the reset button on that snowball just when it's becoming unstoppable. Number 1, you inflate your lifestyle like crazy. Number 2, you get bored and start chasing clever, complicated investments. And number 3, you break the seal and start pulling money out.
Let's just focus on that last one, because it's a killer. This table shows the devastating cost of breaking the seal. If you pull out 100 grand today, it doesn't just cost you 100 grand. Over 20 years, it costs you almost $400,000 in lost future growth. You're not just spending that money, you're killing all the babies it would have had.
This all brings us to the final, and frankly, the most important part of this whole thing. Because if you do all this right, you eventually realize that the goal was never about hitting some specific number in your bank account.
See, financial freedom forces you to answer a question that money has no answer for. If you strip away your career, your title, your 9-to-5, who are you? What do you actually do with your time when no one is paying you for it?
And these are the ultimate challenges. This is the final boss battle of financial independence. It's about separating your identity from your job. It's about finding purpose when there's no mandatory meeting on your calendar. It's about building a life that is so good you don't even want to escape from it. This is where you realize the math was always the easy part.
Because ultimately, true wealth isn't about having so much money you can buy whatever you want. It's about building a life that is so rich, with purpose, with relationships, with meaning, that you forget to even check your portfolio balance. The number just stops mattering.
And here's the beautiful paradox in all of this. The people who achieve real, lasting wealth are rarely the ones who are obsessed with checking their net worth every day. They're the ones who got so busy building a life they truly loved that the snowball just kept rolling, quietly and powerfully in the background.
So, I'll just leave you with this thought. If the finish line isn't a number on a screen, how will you know when you've truly won? The answer, I think, has nothing to do with your money and everything to do with your life.